row transformations. Row transformations part 1. So in part 1 we will be discussing 4 row transformations: character map, copy column, data conversion, derived column transformation. These are the basic transformations in SSIS we have, that we will see now how we use them. So I have an invoice file here. This invoice file should be loaded into database. While loading, some of the transformation should be applied. My business user has given me the transformations that need to be applied as part of the copying data into database are like this. So this invoice file has 4 columns. One is invoice number, vendor name, invoice date, and invoice amount. So he want to store all of the vendor names in small case. Okay. Second thing, you want to apply exchange rate. Create a new column. So whatever the amounts we get in this file are in USD. So by applying exchange rate, they should be converted into INR. New column, due in months. So how many months it is due? So we see invoice date here, right? So for how many days it has been due, that should be calculated in months. So in addition to these 4 columns that we already have, what are the columns we have already? We have invoice number, vendor name, invoice date, invoice amount. So these are the 4 columns we have. These are the transformation logics that need to be applied. Vendor name in small case. So the same column can be replaced with the small case characters. There is no need of creating a new column. But for INR, so this amount is in USD. So for INR, we need a new column. Yeah. Invoice amount in INR. And then due in months. That's another new column. So in addition to these 4 columns, existing 4 columns, 2 new columns should be created. One to hold invoice amount in INR and other to hold in due date, due in months. Okay, let's see how we do this in SSIS. So to begin with, I need a data flow task so that I can get in data flow and explore transformations, data flow transformations. Right now in this session, we are concentrating on row transformations. So I have an invoice file, so for which I need a flat file source, flat file connection. Flat file connection manager connecting to the invoice file. Okay, here are the columns. I don't have names in the columns. Okay, let's create column names. First one is invoice number, name number, then vendor name, invoice date, invoice amount. Okay, now I need source to read data from this flat file connection manager. I need flat file source. Connect the flat file source to the connection manager. Let's give proper name to this. Invoice data. You can see a sample preview. Everything looks fine. Columns. I need all the columns. Okay. Now what is the first transformation rule I have? Vendor names in small case. So for that, the transformation I have to use is character map. So we can map each character here. So every language will have two transcripts. For example, English has one lower transcript and an higher transcript, upper transcript. This is for Chinese. Chinese also one has traditional and other is simplified. Japanese half width, full width. This is for Korean. So every language will have two transcripts. So if you want to convert from one transcript to another transcript, then we can use this character map. Characters can be mapped using this, can be changed from one form to one script to another script. Okay, right now I want to do that for vendor name. In vendor name, input column is vendor name. Destination, should it be a new column or in place change? I want it to be in place change because my business rules are not saying me to create a new column. They're saying vendor name should be in small case. Okay, operation lower case. Good. Okay. So I'm done with my rule 1 implementation. Rule 2, new column by applying exchange rates to convert the amount into INR. So now a exchange rate should be applied and it should be made as a new column. So already I have invoice amount which is in USD. That column shouldn't be disturbed. So I want a new column to which I can multiply exchange rate. So what I will do, I will take copy column. I'll create a copy of invoice amount and I'll name this as invoice amount 2. So this is the second column which is a replica of the first column. Now on this column I will apply exchange rate. I will multiply exchange rate so that turns into INR. So when I do that, there are two ways. I can hard code or I can make it configurable. How? See, SSIS, go to SSIS menu. There you have set of options. We will discuss all of these options. Right now we are interested in variables. Select variables, create a variable, name it as exchange rate, integer, and type a value in initial value 62. So what happens in future if the exchange rate changes, which is obvious, one don't need to open the package and do the change in and task. Rather, this variable can be externally configurable and can be changed from the external file, outside file, and still package can use that information and apply the exchange rate. What I will do, I will take derived column where I can write expressions. Here I will use invoice amount to the column which is created and replace instead of creating a new column, replace it in place, and to this I will multiply into the variable. So here in derived column, the easiness is you can see a list of columns which are already available, which are coming, and also set of variables. So into this, it is showing in red color, means there is a problem in the expression. What is the problem? Binary operation cannot be applied in, okay, it cannot be casted, is because invoice amount is coming as string. We can't do multiplication operations on string. So what we need to typecast. For that, we will pull data conversion task. Data conversion. Now in this invoice amount, I'll take invoice amount 2 because that's where I have to do multiplication, and I'll convert that into numeric. Say if it supports decimals also. So output alias is copy of invoice amount 2. Okay. So I done the type conversion, data conversion. Now I can use derived column and we'll do the same multiplication operation now on copy of invoice amount 2 because this is integer format. You see, now we have no problem. This we will replace in our copy column. Okay, we will do better naming of these columns. We will change the naming of invoice amount to USD. Invoice amount USD. Same will be reflected here, invoice amount USD, and in the character map doesn't have any impact because we are using vendor name here. Here in the copy column it is invoice amount USD. This column is no more there, still showing because it was not refreshed. So now you see it is not there, and this one we will name it as INR, new column. I mean, still right now it is in replica, it's only a replica, but I'll select INR and that will be changed to numeric, and here we'll replace invoice amount INR with copy of INR into 2. Okay. I'll tell you the flow again. We are getting 4 columns: invoice number, vendor name, invoice date, and invoice amount in USD. So in the character map, the first thing we done is we changed the case of vendor name to lowercase. In place change. So no new column has been created. And the copy column, we created replica of invoice amount USD and we named that as invoice amount INR. At this moment, it is a copy column. Both the columns will have same data, just a column name difference. But in the later stages, we will multiply that variable exchange rate to this invoice amount INR in place change. So this will have exact INR amount, actual INR amount. In the data conversion, for doing that multiplication, I am converting this amount INR, which will be in a string format, into numeric format. Now when I convert this in numeric format, I will get a new column. I can't do data conversion and replace the same column. Always when I do a data conversion, a new column gets created. So that column I will use copy of invoice amount INR, which is in numeric format, I will use to multiply with exchange rate, and whatever value I obtain, that I will replace with invoice amount INR. So by end I get invoice amount INR column with the actual INR amount. That's how I do exchange rate and convert an column to create an INR amount. Okay, then new column due in months. I have to calculate due in months with a new column. Okay, for that I need invoice date. You see, invoice date here now is a Unicode string. I can't do date operations on a Unicode string. So I need a data conversion for invoice date also. So what I will do, I will go to data conversion, I will select invoice date and I will cast it to date format. Okay. So now in the derived column, I will use copy of invoice date, and go to date functions. I need date difference. So I'll pull this date difference function, and in this function start date is my column and end date will be current date, due with respect to the current date always. So I'll pull get date function, and date part I want difference in months, date difference in months. So this is a short key for months. I'm done writing the expression. For days DD, years YY. This will be a new column. I will not replace data of any of the column. I can't replace into copy of invoice date is because it's a date column, whereas I get the output has an integer because this is number of months. So I'll create a new column, name it as due in months. There I go. I am done with the third business rule also, calculating due dates in months. So what all the transformations I used? I used character map to convert vendor name into lowercase, then copy column to create a new column, invoice amount INR from invoice amount USD is just a replica. That invoice amount INR column converted into numeric format. Then I got invoice amount, copy of invoice amount in INR, and I did conversion of date column also because I had to do a date operation. Then in the derived column, that copy of INR amount is multiplied with exchange rate and the value obtained is replaced with invoice amount INR. So no new column got created. The copied column which was created in the previous transactions is replaced with this data, with this multiplied data. And in date difference, I used copy of invoice date in the date conversion task, which we converted invoice date into date format. That column is used for doing date operation, and whatever the value is obtained is created as a new column, add as a new column, not replacing with any of the column. So in this is very powerful task. Direct column task is very powerful task. Here we can create new columns, or we can replace data in the existing columns. We can write expressions with all the functions we have. We can use variables. Yeah, all of that can be done. It's very powerful. Okay. Now instead of taking this data to any of the database, what I will do, I will put an row transformation task, any of the row transformation script component. Another direct column, just to see the task sample. Output. We know how to move output to database. It's very straightforward. So in my data viewer, I don't want intermediate columns. Copy of invoice, copy of. I don't want intermediate columns. Okay, I have invoice number, vendor name, invoice data, invoice date, then amount in USD, amount in INR, due in months. Okay, this is what I want to view. Run the package. You see invoice number, vendor name, invoice date, invoice amount in USD, invoice amount in INR, and due in months. We have used 4 transformations and we have got the output. The same output can be related to a database table. So now if you observe in this transformation, along with the tasks, the most common task, we have used variable also. The advantage of variable is now if my exchange rates change from 62 to 64, I can do that here instead of opening the package and doing that in the derived column. Since it is multiplying variable is used, immediately that variable will take value from this changed set and do the calculation based on that. You get new amounts. Okay. You can actually write on this, made annotation. This is what we are doing in this package, in this task. Load invoice data by applying following business rules. Which we just finished. Okay.